Oh. Oh, we're here. Yes? We have bars now. Did you Okay, no, that's still going. What happened?
There we go. Whew,
Okay.
phew. I think
Goodness.
it was an update.
Yeah, like everything you had.
It was like an update, so then it like disconnects everything, so then you have to like reconnect.
Uh,
Sorry about that. Apologize. I apology.
I'm
Um,
Sarah.
Danny, Clay, Therese, thank you for
Hello.
being here today.
Thank you for being here today. It's a Friday. That's an unusual stream for us.
Yeah,
When you couldn't hear us, we were lamenting about forgetting that it was Pi Day until halfway through the day. Because Stephen has had for like the last decade these grand plans to set like eat pie for every single meal, and we never prepare for it. We're never ready.
no,
So
like doing some kind of breakfast pie
like a quiche.
quiche.
A
Okay.
quiche would be nice. Is there another kind of pie that you could eat for breakfast?
Um, I don't know.
What constitutes a pie? Since we always like to have the discussion of like what's a sandwich and what's a taco.
Yeah, I think a pie is like a filling with a crust.
Right.
So
I think I think it would have to be like
quiche.
a quiche.
Yeah,
Um, and then lunch you can kind of just go pizza. Pizza is a pie.
pie.
And then you have like a chicken pot pie. You have like mince pie, right?
Yeah,
You got options.
yeah. It's a lot easier. And then a
Yeah.
dessert
Dessert's the easiest of pies.
pie.
Any kind of like literally just pick a
A
pie.
pie.
You get a second chance on 722. What is 722? It's not double pie. Tell us. Tell us what that means.
Pie.
I think a quiche is a pie. It's in a pie crust. Oh, we should
What's
have
a
made
quiche though?
cheesecake. Cheesecake is technically a pie,
That's true.
in my opinion.
Yeah, because it's a crust
Yeah.
with a filling. 314.
Right, 314. That's today, though. That's Pi Day. So what's July 22nd?
Times 2.
Is it?
And no, we didn't see the rocket launch.
I didn't even know there was a rocket launch.
I thought they delayed it.
Oh, did they?
Or I thought there was like a rocket launch, but then there was like it was delayed. Like
But we can't see it from here, right?
I don't think so. Why you look at me?
Because I feel real dumb. Like, can we see a rocket launch from here? I don't think we can. Unless you think we live in Florida and we don't. Much to everybody's.
Oh, 22 divided by 7.
Oh, it's Pi.
Oh, they did. So they delayed it till today. Okay.
Hey, Galen. Galen, I don't know exactly what's going on. I heard that there was like an explosion. I think in Tech, like by Texas Tech.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, which is not near us, but I saw like a headline pop up on my phone and then I was doing something else. I like saw it pop up and before I could click on it, it was gone and I got busy
Crazy.
doing something else. I know. But yeah, it's been some
It's been a
time.
month.
We did a tipsy live stream from Hollywood Studios
Yeah.
2 weeks ago that nobody tuned into, so that's fine. Which we
No, there
and
was some.
there was some, and we were doing our favorite trick to do when we go to Hollywood Studios is to get a late Oga's reservation and then walk out after park closing and there's like nobody there. We didn't do it as late as we normally do. Usually we're like the last
Yeah.
guests walking out of the park. This time I think we still probably had like Oga's was still like packed when we left, but it was fun because we were there with a bunch of the Star Cruiser community.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's like, it's always the nice thing when you go to the park and you like run into people.
Yeah. Well, this one was kind of intentional because we were leaving on the Good Journey cruise the following day. And so there was like an unofficial Oga's meetup
Yeah.
that evening. And then even if people weren't going on the cruise and they just wanted to come hang out, we had some extra people that were like locals and stuff that happened to be there. And so that was nice to see everybody or see a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's always fun when you're in Oga's and you see like, I know everybody at that table. I know the people at the bar. I know those people over there. We even ran into like one of my coworkers on the way out. I didn't know she was going to be there. And I don't think she knew
Oh.
Brooke. And I don't think she knew that I was going to be there. And we were walking out. And I was like, oh, Galen, maybe I'm making it up. I don't know. But yeah, so that was just 2 weeks ago. And then we embarked on our Good Journey cruise.
And I haven't been well since.
You need to go back on a cruise, I think.
I don't know.
Well, you started
I've
getting sick
been
on the
like,
cruise.
I don't know, like just not not 100%. And it's one of those like, is it because I haven't been working out like I used to, and my body's like revolting,
Weak.
or what? But it's just, man, it's been kicking my butt like this spring, like the springtime
It
like
really has been like
sickness.
2 weeks. Because
So
you started feeling bad the last evening of the
yeah,
cruise. Um, which we'll jump into that in a minute because that was what our last episode was about. And there was a lot that happened on the cruise that we didn't even really touch on in the episode. We talked more about like the logistics of planning a group trip and not really like all of the fun stuff that happened. But yeah, like you had, I don't even know if it was like, I don't think it was like food poisoning or anything, but just like you weren't feeling well, like your stomach hurt.
yeah,
And it's been off and on, and it's kind of like run through the house and run back through the house. And I think we're all about ready now, about normal. I thought we were, and then you
yeah.
weren't feeling good today.
I'm getting there. I'm getting back to feeling better, feeling more normal, but still like I haven't like got
Yeah.
completely there.
Do you think it's our old age that it takes us longer to feel better?
Maybe, I don't know. Again, right now I'm kind of like thinking my body's revolting. You're not working out like you used to.
We worked out yesterday. Like we literally worked out yesterday.
Yeah. No, but I mean like the way I was when I was training.
Yeah.
I was like nonstop.
Which, by the way, the marathon is now over 2 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Lots of life, lots of missed workout. We're doing better about working out. It's just eating better is where I'm still struggling.
Again,
I
I
love a
think
treat.
yeah, you do.
Love a little
But I
treat.
think the thing is like not feeling well, you just want comfort food.
Yeah.
So then you start eating like more garbagey. I think that's the thing. Like I don't feel well, so then I'm just like, I'm gonna snack on this, snack on that.
Yeah. I'm also
And
a
so then you
very
feel
like
even worse.
I'm a very emotional eater, and so if I'm having a bad day, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna have a little snack, a little delicious little snack. And then if I'm overwhelmed and I don't feel like I have time to like adequately break for like making a decent lunch, then let me just grab a bunch of snacks. And it's not good.
Yeah. We need Galen's secret.
See, Naomi's like, I know. I wish. Tell us your secrets, please, because
No, well, I mean, so then we came back. I wasn't feeling well, and I think we decided that you know what, we need to like clean the house, like
spring.
spring clean. So that's been our last
Do you want to
week.
tell? You want to tell the joke that led us to spring cleaning the house?
What's that?
I wanted to go. It's spring break. I wanted to go on a trip,
Okay,
but we've gone on
we've
a
gone on a lot of
lot of trips
trips.
this year, and we're about to go to Japan in just a few weeks. And honestly, like we have no business traveling right now. Like we need to just stay home and not like we need to be home.
Yeah.
We traveled so much in the last like year and a half that I feel like Jabba like laying on this on this couch like this. Um, but we travel so much that we don't really have time. Like when we clean the house, we're just kind of like surface cleaning the house. We're not like purging things and maybe not always putting it back where it belongs. And so there's just been like slow like piles and messes accumulating around the house. And I love a clean house. I love a place for everything and everything in its place. I think you're less like that. You don't mind a little bit of clutter because it helps remind you of like things to do. But for me, I'm just like, it started to build up and be too much. And so you're like, hey, maybe we should just like not travel for spring break. We'll do some fun things here at home. You're like, we have fun at home. We don't have to travel for fun.
Okay.
We have fun at home. That was the
I,
joke.
I was about to ask. I was like, okay, well, I don't see where the joke
I
is.
forgot where the joke was, but that was the joke. It's like, I was like, well, no, I want to like, I just want to get away and go have fun. And you're like, we have fun at home. And so now everything is,
We have fun at
we have
home.
fun at home. We don't have to go out to eat. We have food at home. We don't need to go out.
I mean,
We don't have to
it's
travel for fun.
true.
We have fun at home. And so I took that as, oh yeah, you want to have fun? Let's purge every room in our house. That's my idea of fun, is like getting back to a nice, like fresh, clean slate
Yeah.
across the
Yeah, but I
board.
mean, again, I think it's that spring cleaning feeling. Like, okay, here, let's refresh, get rid of old clothes or whatever, or doing that whole thing.
Yeah. And we
Old like devices and boxes, like
box though.
yeah, it's like that's one of the things is like getting like, do I need this box really? Let me get rid of
Box.
it.
It's a sign of a millennial. And how many of your shoe boxes did you
I kept all my shoe boxes, so
keep?
I picked my battles. Like other boxes, the electronic boxes I got rid of, but
Shoe boxes.
I'm
What are you
keeping
gonna
a
do with, like,
if and
walk me through it. Why do
if
you keep a
some
shoe
if it
box?
becomes some kind of collector item, then I need to put the shoe back in there, and if it needs to be sold, it's more valuable with the
With the box.
box.
But they're shoes that you wear.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. If it makes sense to you, that's all that matters. But yeah, we've been like going through it. So the kids' rooms got completely cleaned out. We got a lot of toys out of there that like they hadn't played with in a long time, and
they grew out
they
of.
kind of like, the kids' rooms we've always been pretty good about though, because they grow and their interests change so much in the first few years of their lives that obviously like you don't keep a crib in the room forever. Eventually they evolve to a big kid bed, and they go out of their like baby toys, and so this was just like another evolution for each of the kids.
Danny's the same way. Shoe boxes.
Get it. Get it. But I respect it.
No shoe fit today.
Oh,
We're comfy.
comfy. I wanted to wear matching PJs today on the live stream. One day I'll get you.
All right, Galen. We'll take care of your dad.
Yes, please take care of your dad.
And Legion saves time for Thrawn book series.
You've listened to most.
Yeah, the first 2, 3 maybe.
I thought you did. Oh, you were doing
I did.
High Republic. More.
I did 3 of them.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been nice. So the kids' rooms are done. Our closet is mostly done. I just need some more hangers, and I'm done. And then our bathroom, our
Ooh, I
bedroom
need a
are
planner
next.
for a trip. Oh, epic.
Yeah, reach out, Dawn. Dawn, you already reached out. Reach back out.
Yeah, the Legion Sabers, the Thrawn, like the first one is fantastic.
Yeah.
Second one's pretty good, and then it just kind of like becomes a little bit more difficult to, because I think the third one I went through and it was just a little bit tougher to get through, and that's listening to it.
I may get dragged for this, but speaking of books, I really loved the Fourth Wing book, the first one, and then the second one. I don't remember what it was called. Something with a heart, maybe. I don't remember. The last one, I think, is called Onyx Storm. This is how you can see where this is going. I can't get into it, man. I just
It
can't.
just
And they
starts
were
falling off for
the
you.
books were so, like, the first two books were so good, and I enjoyed reading them, but I wasn't like instantly obsessed with them. But then the third book came out, and I think it just came out at a time where I had other things going on, and I was like, I can't focus on it. So I've barely read it. I feel bad. It's like one of those.
So this is how neurotic Sarah is on her hangers. Is we have the clear
the clear plastic hangers.
plastic. It's like that crystal clear. Like we have to be specific
No,
because
but that's just
you
the
get
ones that
rid
they,
of like other like they have to be similar angle. So it's like the clear plastic with the metal hook.
yeah,
Those are for our shirts. And then you have black wooden ones that are pretty thick
they're very thick.
for our pants.
Yes.
But you did get thin black ones
I got thin black ones.
that
I
are
did.
like pant specific ones.
They're pants specific, and so instead of a hanger being a triangle, it's just like two like this. And so you can slide, well, I guess it's more like this. And then you can slide the pant onto it. And I was like, oh, that's really nice. It's
So,
very satisfying.
very specific
I am
hangers
very
that you're looking for.
I'm not gonna like diagnose myself on the internet or anything. Like I don't have OCD or anything, but I just like things to be neat and tidy.
See, and okay, so kind of going back to what you were saying, and your big joke that I was waiting for the joke.
Oh, we have
Um,
fun at home.
the you put things up, like, in a box, put it away,
Oh, I love.
so we have no idea where things are.
Y'all don't. I know where everything is in
Exactly,
this
because you
house.
put it in a box and put it away,
But
so we have no idea, so and we enjoy having, like, things out, like, "Oh, here's my whatever toy, here's this thing," but you want, like, everything put away, so we cannot see it, so we don't like, it looks like nobody lives here.
oh my God, I would love for our house to look like nobody lived here. But do I not label most of the things? I label a lot of stuff.
You do label a lot of stuff.
And it's not for me. I know where my stuff goes. It's for y'all to know, like, don't put chips in that box. That box, that's not the chip box.
Oh, I don't know.
We have I think your brain and my brain, obviously, they work very different. We are very well aware of that.
Yes.
You need to see things to be reminded of things. My stress just all lives up here at all times. And so for me, if if things are cluttered, then my mind is cluttered and I can't focus on what I need to focus on.
Yeah.
Yes, tidier makes it easier to think and it helps you feel better. Yes, exactly. So I I will just go sit in the kids' rooms because they're clean. And the rest of our house has like
Oh, no. Oh, no, no.
piles of things right now
But I
because
think
we're
but I
cleaning.
think the thing is, and this is it, like, the don't get it confused because when there's, like, mess, it it makes me anxious.
Like when you get really, really mad at us or something, like ragey mad, what do you do?
I clean
Yes.
because it's just like that is a stress that gives me anxiety.
But it doesn't give you
But the
that
no,
anxiety until you reach
but the thing is
that
what I'm
level.
saying is, like, it's not the tidiness, and I think that's where you're confusing it, is, like, here's my desk, and I have my keyboard and my mouse and, my mouse pad, and here's some speakers. You want the speakers to be hidden. You want the mouse to go into a drawer and the keyboard to go into a drawer, so that
No,
way
no,
it's
no,
like,
no.
"No, yes, that is how you wanna have it," or you wanna have everything, like, put away until you
Something
use
that
it.
you're touching and using often, it's fine to have that out. But like, I don't need to have my sleep mask on my nightstand. I can put that in the drawer. If it's not something that
But you're
I'm
using it
using,
all the time,
I use
using
it
it
at
every day.
night. I use it at night, but I know where it is. And I'm in such a habit to use it that
But that's what I'm talking about, like, you put things that are not necessarily put up things, they're just like, these are things that live there, and so you just wanna put it up.
but if everything has a place and it's in
I
that place,
guess.
then you know where to go. Like the other day, I was going to go take the trash out because you were busy and I couldn't find your keys to move the car out of the garage to move the trash out. So I was like, well, I looked in the 4 places that I know you keep your keys and they're not there. So I can't do it now. Sorry.
Naomi says, "My favorite is when I leave someone's sits out on the edges, and then I put it away, and that's when they ask where it is." Again, object permanence.
You very much have object permanence. And like I said, our brains just work differently. And so if I do have to move something of yours, like if I move your keys or I move your wallet, I don't put it in a place that makes sense to me. I will just move it somewhere close by because I need that space and I will very loudly announce and make sure you and did you hear what I just said? I moved your wallet from this table to that counter over there. Because I know that like if you leave something somewhere and then you go back to get it, I've been fighting with the kids about this. I'm like, "Why do you have to take my thumbtack container in your room? I needed my thumbtacks and I don't know where they are because you took them."
Well, the funny thing is like, now it's 3 to 1, so who's the odd man out?
Somebody's got to maintain the madness in this house, and it all falls on me.
Uh,
But the nice thing is, so we've been in our house for quite some time, and we've never done like a true deep spring cleaning. And when I say spring cleaning, like we are literally taking everything out of every single room. When we tackle that room, we take everything out of that room. If there's furniture in there, we pull it all to the middle. We clean everything. We're wiping down ceilings,
we do
walls, the
the
vents, the
Marie
Marie
Curie
Kondo.
Kondo. Do
Does it bring us joy?
yeah.
If not, release it. And we've gotten rid of a lot of stuff by doing that because it's a lot of effort to bring things out and bring them back in. But it feels so satisfying to do this because we have been in this house for so long now. I was talking to somebody I'm talking about being old. I'm mentoring somebody at work right now, and she's engaged and they're buying their first house. And she was like, "Yeah, it's great, but like we won't have any money, and so we're just gonna buy a mattress for the bedroom and some like a pan." She was like, "Well, we have like no money to furnish this house, and they're getting married this year." And I was like, "Don't you worry, that house will fill up. You will Time will fly that you've been in that house, and you will fill that house with so much stuff so quickly." Like
Yep.
it's amazing. Let's see. Dawn
Bob's
says,
living in a hotel for a week.
"Ugh,
Yes, put it away, Bob. Just
tiny, just about it. I love a clean counter. Oh,
but
love.
the thing is like if you look in those okay, so that's another thing is you put everything in a box, but in that box it's just like clutter.
No,
But
I don't.
because that box is like put away.
No,
Like when you tell me my keys are in my purse, your her purse is not
my purse is
it,
wild. I
well,
don't
but it's
like
like
that.
super small. Like you could reach end to end just moving your wrist, but I cannot find your keys. And you're like, check the pocket. Checking pockets, I can't find them.
No, I
And then
can't
you just
either.
kind of like bag of holding, reach in there, grab something. You're like, oh, here's my
Because it's
keys.
my bag and I know what my keys feel like. So if I reach
Exactly.
my hand and I know that's not it, that's not it, that's not it, those are my keys. And then I have two little pockets, and one of them has my
So,
lipstick and one of them has
but
my
that's what I'm
wallet.
saying is like it's all cluttered. Like, yes, it's perfectly in your purse,
My
but
purse is not my favorite. I love like an insert in a purse that has everything clean, but it's not a. That's why I don't like a lounge fly because they're so tall and everything just falls to the bottom.
yeah.
Like, well, I don't like that.
Uh,
So
anyways,
are you so excited to go spring
I
clean the
am.
rest of our house? We
Um,
meant to do some today, and then we went out. We had fun.
so I have a question
Oh, to who? To me?
to everybody out
Oh,
there.
okay.
So we recently bought Split Fiction. It's a
Oh,
two-player game
this is way not at all what
because
we were talking about.
this is where my head's going.
Okay.
It's a two-player game,
Yes.
and if you've ever heard of It Takes Two, I don't know the developer that made the game, but
I'll look it up.
it's like a two-player game, and it's a fun time. Would you be interested in watching us play? Because we've been slowly tackling the game. Like whenever we put the kids down, we've been sitting here and playing the game. But it is
Haze
a
Haze Light Studios is who made it. But yeah, the first one was oh my god.
they've
This
done
game sold 1,000,000 units in the first 48 hours.
the Split Fiction.
Split Fiction
Yeah,
did. Um it's Hazel Light Studios. We played through. We actually streamed. So we used to live stream. Steven used to live stream, full disclosure. Steven used to live stream playing video games. And you would live stream like 3 nights a week, 2 nights a week, two
yeah.
or 3 nights a week that you would do it pretty regularly. And I think we've told this story before. I started joining you on Sunday nights and we would play games together. We used to do trivia, which was it was a lot of work, but it was really fun to put that together because we would like dress up in costume
Yeah.
too. Oh, it was so much fun. Um, Life was so much simpler back then. But then, uh, yeah, this one came out and just like on a whim. It's spring break, so we say that we're like spring
So
cleaning.
we
We're going
played It
very
Takes Two
slow.
on stream,
Yes, that's what I was saying.
and then
Thank
we
you.
recently found out that they came out with this new game, Split Fiction.
What was the other one called? The prison one.
I don't know, but it's been pretty fun. Because it's like it's not just a two-player where you're
A
both
Way Out.
doing the same thing. It's like the same story, and you're playing two different angles to that same objective.
Yeah.
It Takes Two had like pretty much like mini games, and this one kind of has the same thing where it's like a semi mini game aspect to it.
I don't feel like they're more.
Not as much as It
It
Takes Two.
Takes Two was one solid, and not to give too much away, but it was like one main storyline, and then there were mini games within it. Whereas this is 2 different storylines, and then they'll have, like, a side quest, but it's bigger than a mini game,
Yeah.
and you have to do it. It's not like a mini game where you could just, like, meh,
Yeah.
bypass it. But It Takes Two was really cool because it went through, like, every video game style possible.
Well, this one's going through a lot of stuff too.
It is. I think it's more, but I think the interesting about this one is it plays more like a traditional video game
Yeah.
than It Takes Two did,
Yeah, I would
if
agree.
that makes sense. But there's like some side scroll action. There's we were playing like a Donkey Kong style
Like a
mini
mine
game.
like a
Yeah.
mine thing.
Yeah, like where they would shoot you out of the barrels and
All right,
stuff.
we got a couple. We got a couple yeses. Maybe we'll try to set that up and play.
Would we
Oh.
start the game over though? Because I feel like you need to know the whole storyline. And
Uh
how would we okay, walk me through this. If you're gonna
well, I mean, it would be like a streaming instead of
I loved it. I loved when
like
we
instead of one of these type of
but would it be this setup and we're just like sitting here
yeah. So,
and just split this screen?
yeah.
I mean, I'm down for it. I had a lot of fun doing it. Just yell at me.
But
You
see, I don't. You think I do?
you
I
don't.
yell at you more now.
Yeah, you really do. Can we just play video games instead, please?
I think the thing is you feel some kind of pressure because it like I get to the next objective and waiting and you're like, I'm trying. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
Now
Like
I
try
say I'm
this, try
trying.
this.
Well, now I say I'm trying because I was saying like, I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm so sorry, I can't get this. I'm sorry, I need to jump sooner. And you're like, stop, don't apologize. And I'm like, okay. And so now I'm like, I'm trying, trying. But
But
it's been fun. It's been one of those games where like we've been playing like maybe an hour. Not even every day, but just like when the kids go down for bed, we just sit there on the couch and giggle and play the game.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that. But would we stream on YouTube or would we go back to Twitch?
I think here.
Yeah. There we
So
go. We got a few people. Totally down to watch. All right.
the
I mean, it's entertaining just because like I'm really bad at video games and he's really good at video games. Um, so it's probably entertaining for other people to watch it, but it's incredibly stressful for I think you and me because like I feel like there's very high expectations of me, but I also feel like you've played enough video games with me that you know how terrible I'm gonna be.
yeah, I think so.
Um, but
I
it's
think
just
that's it. Uh let's see
uh,
what else have we missed? There was the my mind's going. The 90s
I'm just gonna let you like roll
night
at
over at
Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Oh, Drink the Video Games is in here. Thanks for joining us.
Oh.
Votes. Yes.
Um
Let's do that. But how often would we do it? Go back to
I don't
that.
know, we'd have to figure out because we have to
Feel
figure
it
out like
out.
how long it really takes us.
What does that mean? What does it really matter? We just do it when we want to live stream and whoever shows up, right?
Yeah.
It's our show.
Yeah.
We're
There you
not,
go.
we don't have no TV contract.
Dang.
Calm down. I am so much more assertive this year. Am I not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but the 90s night,
We didn't go to that.
we didn't go to it, but
We didn't even
we
know about it.
yeah, we did.
I mean, like, kind of. It wasn't something that we like had a
Yeah?
lot of conversation
Oh,
about or
well,
anything until Peter
I
and Kitra put their video out, and then we're like, "Oh, that looks like that would have been fun to go to."
but no, we knew about it.
Oh, we did.
Okay. But yeah. No, the reason I bring it up is
Okay.
because so that we watched their video and I
Yeah.
was like, I am still not convinced to go to a like an event night,
Like an after party
an after
in the
party
parks.
because
It looked fun, but
no, it looks fun, but the thing is like even if you watch theirs, like how much did they actually get to do?
mhm,
Because there's so much like pre-reservation and mobile like pre-mobile order. Like there's just so much of that
right.
that it's it seems to be always oversold.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a bit because I feel like that's also the case.
Not just that one, not just the 90s one, but it's more of just like all the
The
events.
90s one, going to the Disney parks, even like Celebration. Like we had to do light speed lane reservations to like go to the store, like the official store of the con, and you have to know. I mean, they put it on the website, but like you have to know when to log in. You have to know where the queue is. Like, there's a lot of stuff that you have to know ahead of time. And going to these parties like Star
That
Wars
that
nights,
Max bucket
90s
was pretty
night,
good though.
it did. Like if you're not in the if this is your first time going and you buy tickets and you're like, I'm gonna go and have a great time. Literally the very first time that we went to it was Galactic Nights at Walt Disney World. The very first time we went to Disney World ever, one of the nights was Galactic Nights, which was like the Star Wars after party because Celebration was in town. We walked in completely blind because we didn't know anything, but this was before like mobile ordering was real big and having to make reservation. Like they didn't have anything really special. So we were able to just go and walk around and feel it out and like learn what it was and enjoy it on the spot.
Yeah.
If you
But
bought a
but I think
ticket
the
for
thing is,
this,
I think what it really comes down to is like the these niceties have it's like a double-edged sword now. Whereas like before, doing mobile order, pre-ordering stuff, getting in like fast passes on your phone, like that was the edge up to be able to like, okay, I'm gonna get this like to get the food faster. Get now that it's the only choice, you are stuck. Like you have
yeah.
to do that, and you have to be way ahead of everybody else because in the know all the secret links and which one to do, when to do it, at what time to do it, to even participate in anything. Otherwise, you get there and you're like,
Yeah.
twiddling your thumbs.
The other thing too is like even if you do have a leg up and you're like, okay, I need to go buy this thing at this time on this day, you may not get it still. And then you're just like, ugh. It's just like it feels like there's so much planning and if everything doesn't go your way, like if you don't get the things that you wanted to get, you're like, that's a bummer. And then it kind of it puts a damper on that event.
Yeah.
So like with the 90s night, like you had to go run over and get a wristband to go meet certain characters. But then you also did do the mobile order if you wanted to get the pepperoni beignet. And it's just like it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And for somebody that's never done it before to try to go enjoy this, like let's see, Bob says it was overpriced, long lines, 5'5" Ewoks. When we did Star Wars nights, it was fun. That was the very first time we had ever stepped into Disneyland with Star Wars nights. Oh, look at
Yeah.
that. A little bit of similarities between the two. Um, but yeah, the lines for everything were so long that it was like, I guess we'll just go ride rides because
Yeah.
we're not
But
gonna
then again,
wait
that's the
for
thing is like you're
hours.
not typically not paying for that stuff. You're paying for those characters and
For
stuff like that.
the things exclusive to the party. Yeah. Calais says, I've been to Star Wars nights. I had a blast, but long story short, you're gonna miss things. You're not gonna be able to do everything. I feel like that's
But it's a bummer because it's like that's what I'm going there for.
especially when it's an event that is not held often,
Yeah.
right? Like Star Cruiser, for example, you could not do everything on that ship in one
Go.
voyage, in one go. But you could pick when you could afford to or plan to go again 6 months, 12 months later, 18 months at the max
Yeah.
later. Uh, but and with the parks too. If you go to Magic Kingdom, you
But
can't
if
expect
again,
to do
it's
everything
it's a
in that
double-edged
day.
sword because that's the same reason why World kind of gets
The
the
shaft.
shaft because it's like you could go back and do it again.
Yeah.
Whereas Land, they'll get the Halloween characters, they'll get the Deadpool characters, they'll get the moon like they'll get these new characters because they're there for the premiere of the movie and then they're gone.
And then, yeah.
So like it's it's
But they
that
also cater
double-edged.
more to the local crowd there because I think a higher percentage of their
But that's the thing is like that's what those events are. They're meant like as the locals. The locals
yeah.
are gonna just go to it, but it ends up being
But you're not going to want to buy like tickets to 90. I don't know how many of the 90s nights they did. I think they typically will do a handful of them. But like you're not going to buy 2 days worth of party tickets so that you can kind of like learn the ropes the first time and then go get it like go really hit it hard the second time. Maybe you
well,
will.
I mean, that's the Halloween parties, the Christmas parties.
But people typically just go like once a year if they're going to go.
Okay.
I think for the price too. It's like $200 a pop
Mm-hmm.
in some cases. After Naomi says, can't believe we were both at that Galactic Nights. That's crazy. Like, we did not meet Justin and
We need to check
Naomi until
the footage to see.
I think Justin and I, we're very similar. We've already both gone through and looked at all of our photos from that night. Um, but yeah, we were both at that same galactic. That was in 2017, and then we didn't meet until 2022.
Bill Brown. Try to get Oga's reservations literally at the 60-day mark, the minute reservations open, and they all disappeared in front of me within seconds.
Was that
For May 4th.
for Disneyland or Disney World? Either way, Disneyland is notoriously difficult to get Oga's reservations for, or really any reservations, but Oga's particular because they only release a very limited amount. They don't release
It's for
reservations
walk-up.
for the entire thing. It's walk up. They're yeah. Disneyland like when people go, I tell them like just go walk up. Like don't even try because it's so crazy trying to get a reservation and then you'll feel let down when you could just walk
Me and
right up.
Chaz were at Galactic Nights.
Well, look at that. That's so cool. We were all just out here living our lives in the same galaxy and we didn't meet until it was destiny.
Yeah.
Just like you and me. Y'all knew we
Yeah.
grew up in the same neighborhood. We didn't know each other.
That's typically what happens is you don't know each other until you meet.
Until you meet. That's a line from Glinda. It was what was it? I don't remember anyway. It was something about like I like to think of strangers as people I just don't know yet.
Very
Very,
true, Glenda.
very true.
What about what else is new? What new things have come out? The new Lilo and Stitch trailer. What do you guys think of that?
What do you think of it?
I like it. It looks like beautifully well done.
Are you pleasantly happy
I'm
about it?
pleasantly happy. No, but it's like it seemed like very heartwarming and because it's about family and it was already like kind of like tugging at those heartstrings.
We already love the movie. Like we know pretty much what to expect. This is just a live action
But I think they're
adaptation
keeping
of
it
it.
like more true to like it's because I saw like basically comparisons and they like shot for shot kept it
Oh, really?
consistent. Yeah,
Well,
I mean they some of them some
some of
shot
them, because like the one guy who's Shave Ice keeps like falling over. In this one, like they had the guy,
yeah
which was great that they like brought that guy into the live action one, but like it was a that whole scene was different
yeah
with like
Bleakley and
what's the other one's
Jumba.
name? Jumba and Pleakley, yeah. I couldn't remember Jumba's name.
Okay.
Like where it had the portal or whatever. Like I don't remember that. I don't remember them like looking through a portal into like Earth. But yeah, that one looks cute. Naomi says I should love Lilo and Stitch more because I'm from Hawaii, but real talk, I've never seen it. But the live action looks cute and I'm excited. When it first came out, when Lilo and Stitch first came out, I thought it was meh, but it came out at a time where I was too cool for everything.
Yeah.
Um, and then watching it back, I guess when our kids were of the age to like watch these Disney movies, I was like, I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my God, this is so sweet. It's about family.
Yeah.
And like, it's about found family. You would love it, Naomi. Like really and truly, I think you would. But yeah, I'm excited for that one.
I remember so it came out I think 2002. It was one of the there was it was two movies that I remember.
2002 is when Lilo and Stitch came out.
Yeah, or 2000 yeah, I think it was 2002 because and I remember this because so remember Spider-Man when they had the promos the promo videos for the original Spider-Man, Sam Raimi Spider-Man, they had him webbing a helicopter between towers
Oh yeah.
and they delayed the movie because of like all the things that had happened.
Yeah.
And I think I used to have a poster. Like it was one of the posters, but it had like the reflection of it in his eyes because it was like before
Oh.
they like all the stuff happened.
Yeah.
But then also too in Lilo and Stitch, there was parts where he was they changed it from him flying a plane and to flying like a spaceship, like through the Grand
Oh.
Canyon and stuff.
Oh.
So I remember those two. Like
So it
there
was
was
after
changes.
9/11. Hmm. Very interesting. I had no idea. KD says I'm very excited for Lilo and Stitch. Stitch is my spirit animal. Yeah, the little
Like
actress that's playing Lilo is like super cute.
yeah.
It looks like our daughter and her best friend like mixed together and probably like just as like chaotic. So like I'm actually really excited for that. You were in the Spider-Man movie? Tell us more. That sounds like a great story.
Were
Tell
you
us
one of
more.
the New Yorkers? You mess with him,
Hey,
you mess with us.
do a
You carried him?
backflip. I know that wasn't that Spider-Man.
That was the second one. That was the second one. Carried him.
I don't
The
remember
first
that.
one is when they were throwing from the bridge at uh, Green Goblin.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh,
You know me though, like
oh gosh.
I'll watch the movie, but like it's
12 hours of shooting, 3 seconds in the movie.
ah send us DM us on Instagram. Send us I want to see all 3 of those seconds, please. Ohana means family. It's true. It's
Isn't
yeah,
that a
that's a good
restaurant
one.
too?
Ohana. That's what it's not. Is it named after
I'm
Lilo and
pretty
Stitch?
sure.
Well, just Ohana's like such a thing culturally.
Wow.
But did they name it after the movie? I know that they have like the characters
Yeah,
or
I
the
mean, I
character
guess
dining.
the Polynesian was there probably before, so I'm assuming, yeah.
But I wonder if they like redid the restaurant. I don't know when Ohana opened.
Okay.
I don't know. We didn't fact check this before we started live streaming. Oh, sadly you don't see me. I'm behind a fireball. All that work, and then you're like, oh, you
You got
got Mike Wazowski. Oh, yeah. So we watched that, and then we watched the Andor season 2
Yeah.
trailer. I'm gonna be real honest with you guys. I know everybody loves Andor. I love Mon. I love Mon.
They show her I think I saw a thing of she's running up the stairs or downstairs.
Like
Like
Cinderella.
a yeah.
I mean the
So
scenes with
she's
her,
escaping, I think.
she looks good. I love her in that orange color. She's at a party. She's dancing. She's probably like secretly aiding the rebellion while she's at her party and doing deals and stuff. But the music that they chose for it, and I'm sure, like, I know, and I'm being real honest right now.
I'm
I'm
gonna focus on you.
you're like, I
How
want
honest.
no part of this. I'm sure people are just like, oh my God, what a perfect song choice. This is amazing. But for me, it felt like a Star Wars trailer and somebody put music over it instead of what the actual score was meant to be. And so because of that, I couldn't like get excited about it because I'm like, this doesn't just as an initial go, it doesn't feel Star Wars to me. It's not what I'm used to when I watch Star Wars. And so it takes me out of it. It pulls me out of the galaxy back into Earth.
Yeah.
That was my take on it.
Oh, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, we're gonna watch it. It's
Yeah.
not like we're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
It's Star Wars. We're very happy to have Star Wars, regardless of what it is.
Speaking of Star Wars, like we went to go watch the Empire Strips Back. So that was fun.
That was a lot of fun. So, yeah, we've been trying to go see The Empire Strips Back. It is a Star Wars burlesque parody.
Yeah.
Um, for probably years now. I think
Really?
almost maybe like a year and a half.
Okay.
We've been trying to go see it. And we just the stars have not aligned. I think there was only like one time that we were ever in a city at the same time as it, but we couldn't get a babysit, like we had our kids, we couldn't get a sitter lined up, and you cannot bring your kids to this. Um, and so finally they came to town. And so we went out to go watch it last night. And as we were getting ready to go out, I was like, dude, you and I have not been on a date night, like a date night, going out in the evening, getting dressed up, going and having dinner and doing an activity. Literally, I
You
cannot tell
say
you
that, but
when.
it's you're specifically saying here at home going into our town because we've been out. We've been
We go out, but I mean like so a quintessential like, oh, a date night with my husband is like you get a sitter and you go out on the town in the town that you live
we
in.
have done that
But when
we've gone to New York.
that's what I'm saying in our town.
But that's what I'm saying. You're saying specifically like
And just you and
we
me.
have not done
Here's
it
the
on
other
a
thing.
Thursday
No,
night.
the other thing, just you and me. When is the last time you and I
Okay.
have gone out in the evening?
Okay.
Let me put it that way.
Okay, that's a
Because
little bit more
yes,
specific.
we will go to New York and we will go out hang out with our friends, or we will go when we are traveling for Mosh, we'll go out with our friends there. But you and I on a date night, that's not a date night. Hanging out with Nick, that's not a date.
I mean, it's pretty
Or
nice.
Dano, no. Just you and me forced to talk to each other.
Uh,
It was fun though. So we went and had dinner and then we went to watch it. It was interesting and it was not what I it really wasn't what I expected.
I think I was more interested in the clientele
Dude,
because, like, we're used to going, again, to other events where people are more, like, dressed up, maybe into it and cosplaying.
and we but we're also like when we do go out on the town, it's like around a con. So
Yeah,
there's all like like-minded people in the same area. And so if you're going to get dressed up, you know what to expect.
yeah,
You're going on a cruise and it's red night, you know people are going to be wearing red. And so you can wear whatever you want. And like if it's red, you're like, "Yeah, I'm on theme, whatever."
yeah.
Let me set the scene first of all a little bit. So, and this is why I say like it wasn't quite what I was expecting. It was held in essentially a warehouse.
But
It's
it's like
it's like
in the art district, so it's very
it's
performative. It's a performance. It's like a it's a like a show.
it's a show, but it was held in a warehouse, and then they brought in like all of their own decking and pipe and drape and they did like stadium seating. Like they did a really good job of it. But you're truly in a warehouse that that this production converted for their needs. It's not like you're in a little like a
Oh,
playhouse
okay, yeah, yeah.
or a small concert venue or something like that. Like they took a blank space and they made it for this event. And so from that perspective, it felt very like oh, artsy fartsy, I guess is the best way to say. Like you would expect a certain type of person to be like, yeah, I really want to see this like Star Wars burlesque show,
Um,
and I'm willing to
again,
go to like the studio to see it.
I think you're thinking it because again, it's in like the art district, so it's very like performative. So you're expecting to see um artists, like people that are more in the into the arts,
Yes,
and it was
exactly.
like cowboys and
Like fancy ladies in like Chanel dresses. And yeah, there was a lot of
but there was like
cowboys. There were suits. There were a lot of suits. And
what
like
no, I wouldn't even say again, I thought it was more like I had
not suits, but like money. Like these people were dressed nice.
but it was like they didn't know what they were going to.
Yeah. Like we all parked and we're walking to the side of the studio to go into. And you and I were like, are we all going to the same place? Because the way you and I dressed for this thing,
Yeah, we were not just the same.
I wish I had like snuck pictures of what people were wearing because it was all over the
It was
place.
definitely a hodgepodge of people. And then it was I like the so I wore like a Roosevelt's
Summer
my
snips.
summer snips, but I was like looking in the crowd and I was like, okay, yes, we're probably gonna see some other
Yeah, of
Roosevelt's.
course.
And I saw somebody with one and we are like, oh, should we go tell
Let's
him
go
nice
make
shirt?
friends.
And I was like, no. I was like, his wife got that for him. She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, believe me, I know. Like he doesn't know what he's wearing. And sure enough, like we're waiting in line to go get a drink, and you being you start trying to say something, and he's like, oh yeah, thanks, my wife got it for me. And so I was like, I told you, is like has no idea.
No idea. It was a good design too. It was the
The
mini troopers.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, that made me laugh. And so then there were like two other people wearing Roosevelts.
I
We're
was
like,
like,
did they
no,
buy that themselves or did their wife buy that for them? We're like, that guy bought that shirt himself.
yeah.
Like that guy's an insider. He seems like,
Well, I don't think he was an insider, but I think he bought it himself.
oh, maybe. How is Dano? I lost touch with him. He's good. He's living his life off the internet. He's good.
Yeah,
Still Dano. um, Bob says it's a great show. I got to see them before they left LA. Second to last show. Adam says if I went to it in like a toned down mosh outfit, would it be out of place? I mean, that's what I did.
yeah.
I basically wore what I wore to the last mosh in Orlando, but I wore like instead of my white spiked boosie, I wore like a blue jeweled one. And I felt like I had overdressed before I even left the house, and so I threw the Thrawn Roosevelt's jacket over it.
Well, because you did like little blue
I did like
eyeshadow,
blue
so it's like
eyeshadow.
it was very Thrawn feeling.
It was not meant that way because I was gonna wear the blue
You were gonna try to do like
bustier, and I was gonna
R2.
do an R2, and so I was gonna do like a red jewel on my eye, and like I was gonna evoke R2, and I was gonna bring my
It still
R2
would have been like
purse.
Thrawn with the red eyes, so it would have been fun.
I could have done that. We ran out of time.
Yeah.
I spent way too long trying to do my eye makeup, and then it didn't even last, and I was annoyed. And then I was way overdressed. Like, whatever. But yeah, it was really cool. It's a great show. If it ever comes to you in your town, or if you happen to be traveling, go check it
I
out.
would say go with like go with
Go
a
with
nice go with a group.
friends. Yeah.
Like get a group together to go, so that way it's like
I wish we had gone with more
yeah.
people. Um, but the thing was, is like one, I wanted a date just with my husband.
Nick would have helped being there.
And then I just don't like we actually had talked to some of the like Star Cruiser, like the local Star Cruiser people about going, but they had gone before we
Yeah, that
did.
went like the first
I think we were
couple
like,
weekend
yeah,
opening
we were
weekend.
like out of town. Um, but like I don't know who we don't know a lot of people locally that like Star Wars as much as we do and would have been into it. So I'm like, I don't want to bring people and then like I'm like
Well, that was the
cackling
conversation.
laughing.
That's the conversation afterwards we were having in the car. We're like, if we were to bring this person, like, no, that person wouldn't like it. They would feel uncomfortable. Like, no, that person would like. They would have be a great time. No, that person wouldn't. That spouse wouldn't.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd be willing to go back before they leave town because they're
Ooh,
here the rest of
fun.
the month.
I use. I think it's like motorcycle helmets.
I think it is.
Like a simple.
I can send you the link to it, Don. I'll email it to you. But you did yours really nice.
I did them really close, because I've got more than a few.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Empire Strips. It's in Florida right now too, so they have a few different like tours actively going at the same time. Um, so yeah, it was a great time though. I didn't know. I only knew one part of it, and even that, it was not at all what I thought it was gonna be. Like at all. It was amazing. It's super funny. Um, it's just a great time.
Yeah, it's just a good time.
Like it's a burlesque show, but it's not like you're not watching it and you're like, "Oh yeah." Like it's just like this is ridiculous and I'm having a great time. um but yes, we did that. But we haven't touched. Oh, Katie says it came through Cincy, but I didn't want to go by myself. Hubby was working. Yeah, you definitely want to go with friends.
Well, yeah, there was some people going by themselves, but yeah, I think a couple or like more people. It's just like again, it's more
Because
of
you
like
want to vibe with like similar
just having
people around you.
yeah.
Because
Because
like
I think that was the thing too. Is like the first half, there was people that were kind of like getting comfortable, and I was like, you're cheering for the performers and
yeah.
stuff, or yeah, cheering them
I mean,
and
it is kind of
clapping and stuff.
yeah.
But it was like the second half. What is it called? Not second
Act.
half, second act. Yeah,
It's
second half,
like
like
a
football.
game.
But
Got
that's
him
when
in the second half.
people were like getting more loud and stuff.
Yeah. Also drinks.
I,
Drinks
yeah,
help.
yeah,
But yeah, the people behind us like were you could actually hear them in the second act. Whereas I feel like the first act it was like me and you were like, yeah, 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 yeah. Which is also weird because like you're cheering for a burlesque show.
the tauntaun.
The
Yeah,
tauntaun was great. Everything was like well done. It was so good. I would like I thought it was gonna be a one and done type thing, but I would absolutely go see it again. I think I would just want to go with a group.
yeah. But I think that's what it is. It's one of those things that you go and
Yeah.
enjoy type of thing.
And they have really good merch.
Yeah.
They did. Um, okay, we haven't even talked about this, which is our last episode. I said we were gonna talk about Good Journey,
Oh,
but
okay.
we
Go
haven't
ahead.
even gotten there because our episode covered more of the logistics of
I'm gonna put it on you.
for this whole how long am I gonna talk
I
about
don't know.
this? I got a tight 10 on this. So,
Tell me what you gotta say. Make it quick.
oh my God. Our episode, we always talk about the last episode.
Okay, go ahead.
Thanks. Okay, you still do it. No, our episode focused on just the logistics of trying to plan a group trip um, with a lot of people that have a similar interest. Like for this, it's people that went on the Star Cruiser and we did a group trip last year, learned a lot, and so tried to apply those learnings this year. And I think it actually like paid off really well. Like
Yeah.
not, I'm not like
Toot
patting
your horn,
myself.
girl.
I'm not toot toot. I'm not gonna toot my own horn or pat myself on the back. I was gonna toot myself on the back. um, but it felt like things went smoother this time, at least publicly. Privately, I was that little duck that looked calm on the surface, and underneath my little feet are like, because I could not figure out where the front and the back of that ship were at any given moment. I was always late
Every
to
time, man.
everything. It doesn't make sense because I think you can't like, especially when you're in the, I
It
like to
makes
call the
sense to
atrium.
me,
Like when you're in the atrium, you literally cannot see the ocean. And
but
so
again, you just know where the
like you don't get to see the ocean unless you're like up on the pool decks and the upper decks or if you're in your room. And so for me, if I can see it, if I can see outside, I can see, okay, the water's moving this way. So the front of the ship is that way. Right.
I
That's
mean,
what I
I know. I
use.
I
I'm a
use
wayfinder. Okay. Put me in the middle of a boat and I don't know where I am. But if I can see the water, I know which direction. um, but yeah, I kept getting lost on that ship. But it was so much fun. So we did a few different, we had a space this time. We had a conference space that was dedicated just to us. And we got to do all of the things that like happened by happenstance last time, but with like for our own selves. And it was organized and planned. So we had a swag swap, which was really fun. And people put effort in and like make these wonderful things. That was fantastic. Um, and then we had like a yearbook signing the last day. I could have. Here's the like I always I'm untooting my horn, whoop whoop, because I had like grand plans for the yearbook signing, and then I just didn't start like really trying to execute anything until way too late. And so I was like, okay, we're gonna pivot and just like make something work, and it worked out. But we got to have our own like outer rim regalia, and people got to get dressed up in their Star Cruiser gear again, and like truly get dressed up like as much as you wanted to. Like Wani showed up,
yeah.
which was amazing. We had somebody dressed as a Twi'lek, which was amazing. But we had people in face paint. We had all of these
Yes.
things. The sign made it. We put it
I had
on
it
our
on my
door.
door.
Yeah. Our door.
Our door.
But yeah, it was a great time. I really loved it. There were some things about the ship, like in the feedback, is that like it was a party ship because they market it as like the world's biggest weekend or something. Something about I think it's the biggest weekend. Um, so it was definitely like a lot louder than the Wish, but I loved it. I love just like I like being entertained at all times. I love things happening like all around me at all times because I'm not one to sit there and just like relax. That's not.
Good.
Did
Yeah.
you have a good time?
Yeah. It was good.
That's it.
I mean, again, at the end, I ended up sick, so I left with that
Oh,
taste in my mouth.
which is the second trip that you've ended this year where you've been
Coming
sick?
back, yeah.
Yeah. And I've had to pack up all the suitcases.
Not well, but you had to pack them up.
Okay. Just like, no. If you're going to come for me, just like you don't do a good job of managing your mess here in the house.
Again, it's the
You have
put it all in
you-
there, but in there, it's not that organized.
No, it is that organized. It's just not organized in the way that you would organize it. And
Yeah.
so you have a very particular way about how we pack our suitcases. And so I don't do it that way. Like when I load the dishwasher.
But I don't tell you anything. I just did.
It's just all in your face. I see it. Because I'm always like, I know I didn't do it the way you wanted it done. You're like, where's this? I'm like, it's with all the other things. And also, at the end of the trip, does it really matter
Nah,
what's where? No. That's why I'm like, I know you don't care when it's coming home. is when we're going there.
I don't care enough to argue about
Well, we should do more of
it.
that. We should be less stressed. That's what you've been telling me lately. It's like, just don't let it ride, man. Everything's fine.
Yeah,
I love a stress. I love to stress about things that are probably very unimportant, but
there you go.
there you go.
Words of advice from Sarah.
So yeah, so we've been playing Split Fiction. We've also been, because we started preparing for it too late, but we went back and started rewatching all of Daredevil.
Yeah,
And that's been
it's
fun.
good. It's just such a good show.
We were
We
trying
haven't
to
watched the new. Don't mention it. The new stuff yet. The new episodes, but because we're going back and rewatching.
from the beginning. Yeah, so we watched the first.
We watched. I watched all of them.
You watched all of Daredevil?
Yeah.
I think I watched the first
Yeah.
of Daredevil. Did I watch the third season?
I'm pretty sure you did. So.
Regardless,
Yeah.
we're watching the first season now, and I'm watching it with brand new eyes. I've never seen any of this before. And I know I have. That's the crazy thing. Another way that like your brain and my brain are completely different is you can watch a movie and tell me scene by scene the story and what happens. And I can watch that same movie and I can only tell you like a very specific scene here and maybe an overarching story here. And that's it. Like your memory when it comes to like media is incredible because you can recall it years later too.
Yeah.
Like what were you were talking about? What was it you were just talking about?
I wish I could use my powers for good things though. not, not for the movies and stuff like that.
But I like it because I love when you tell me a story, especially when I'm turning into my dad because my dad would fall asleep in movies and we were like, why do you like watching movies so much? You don't even watch them, like you just sleep. And he was like, I don't know. He's like, it's just fun. I like watching what I can see of it. And I'm like, okay, it seems like a waste, but okay. I'm that person now.
Yeah.
Even going to the movie theater, I fall asleep.
So Bob, that's the hard part is like
What is
I
that?
didn't watch The Defenders and I didn't watch Iron Fist. It was all the other shows on Netflix. Remember? Because it was
I don't
Punisher.
remember what The Defenders was though.
It was like
I remember Punisher, and then Jessica Jones was the third one.
Jessica Jones,
which
but
we
then
watched.
Iron Fist came out, Luke Cage, and then
I
they
heard
did
that
like
one.
a team up
Oh,
of them.
of all of them?
No, not all. I don't know if Daredevil and how much of Punisher was in it,
Mm. I like truly. I like.
but I didn't watch that.
I got the ick from the very first episode of Jessica Jones. I don't even think I watched the whole episode because I was like, it was so disturbing to me that I was like, nope. I like dropped it. I was like, I'm not watching any of this ever.
Okay, so Daredevil's in it.
Okay, good. I like Daredevil.
So there's that, and then I didn't watch.
It's the Netflix's Avengers. Okay.
Okay, Punisher. Okay, that's what it was. It was the other way that I was thinking.
Season 2 of Daredevil is Punisher. I remember bits and pieces of that.
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I know? What I remember?
I think he only comes in like once.
In season 2?
Yeah.
No, that's like the whole.
No, I think that's season 3.
Did I see season? I saw season
so.
3. I don't know, but he's like he has like
Yeah,
a whole.
so we
main
might end up
storyline.
watching them all just to kind of like refresh to see if they're gonna be on any of the new stuff.
Katie says I rewatched season 1 and 2 of Daredevil. Just finished Defenders. I'll go back to season 3 now, but I have watched Born Again. Sadness.
Don't say that. Shh.
Oh, Born Again is the new one.
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, I know that there's. I don't know what things, but I know that there's big things that happen. Punisher came out season 2 of Daredevil. Then he had 2 of his own season. See, it is season 2. So what is season? I don't remember season 3. I just remember how I feel watching these shows, and like just like a glimpse, like little frames here and there, and a glimpse. I remember the Punisher and Daredevil, like, well, he wasn't the Punisher at the time, on a rooftop. And that's really all. And then I remember the hallway scene from season 2. And I think that's all.
Season 1?
No, there's another one in season 2. It was even better than the first season.
Was it a hallway scene?
Huh?
I thought it was on
It's like the one with the lights, isn't it?
No, I don't know.
I think it was, or and there's like stairwells, I think too.
I think it was stairwells.
That's like a hallway, like an exciting
I don't know.
hallway. See, I told you I don't remember them, but I remember the like, oh man, that was cool.
Yeah. We'll catch up. But yeah, that's all it is, catching up.
I've been enjoying it. We did initially start watching Daredevil just when we were working out, and then I think we got like really hooked, and so we're like, okay, you want to just watch it? Just watch a little episode real quick. There's always a hallway scene.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. But yeah, I've been enjoying that one. I've been watching Severance. Da-da-da. You haven't watched that one with me.
Nah.
It's
I
tough.
think the thing is like for that one, I've not gotten into it because whenever I've asked or somebody's talked about it, they're always like, "Oh, give it a couple episodes. Give it a couple." Like, "Oh, season 1, you're not gonna like season 2, like the ender, like the last episode is like, oh, it's so good."
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, yeah, but you got to watch like, a couple episodes, and then it's gonna get like
Like
really
basically
good.
watch the whole thing. None of it's good. And then the last scene of it, you're like, what?
Yeah. So
yeah.
I'm.
But I did it. I was that fool. Because I watched Severance when it very first came out, and I think I struggled through the first 2 episodes because everybody was so hype on the show.
So can I tell you something funny? Oh, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish your thought. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Like, dude, what is your deal? Go on. You've heard my
You-
story.
No. Go ahead.
I love your confidence right now. No, I was just gonna say, like, I tried watching it before. It was not good. And then everybody's like, oh, you have to watch the whole season. I'm like, but then you started playing Marvel Rivals. And so I just was sitting there like twiddling my thumbs. I'm like, well, I don't know what to do without you. So I started watching that show and I wasted 8 hours. And then I was like, oh, that was good. Go on.
So
This has nothing to do at all with what we're talking about, does
it
it?
is. So I mentioned that I was gonna be watching Breaking Bad again. I had a good friend say, "You need to watch it. You need to watch it. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good." I think I've gotten back to the same part that I stopped watching it before
You literally like dropped it.
because it just like it.
And that's what you do with a show is like you drop it. If you don't like it, like I used to, and I've learned from you, and which I'm very grateful for you, is if you don't like something and it's not bringing you joy, you're just like, not for me. And with me, it's like I've watched 4 seasons of this, and there's 6 seasons, so I'm nearly done. I have to finish it. But now I'm just like I'm learning from you,
But I think
kind
so. The
of.
thing is like I need to stick it out because it comes so highly recommended.
That's what I did with
So I was
Severance, though.
like let me go ahead and like, but getting myself to continue watching it is
Look, Teresa's clapping.
see.
Bob's
So
asking who's your main on Rivals. I'll tell
so
you, it's Penny.
Penny is my main.
Penny is your
I'm a
main.
Lord Penny, and I'm a Lord Mantis. So I could rock either one. I don't get to really play DPS because there's always those locks. So plat 2, as of today.
Oh, you hit plat too?
Yeah, but that's at the bottom of plat 2.
Oh my god.
So not fantastic. I'm not a grandmaster, not a GM, but it's all right
Why are you always talking so down about yourself?
because it's not that
You got a higher rank.
I did.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And you're like, well, like when I came up here, I was like, how'd you do? You're like, I lost. Meh. And you were mad about all of it.
Yeah.
And now you're telling me that like you finally got to plat 2. You were at plat 3 for like weeks.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Toot yourself on the back.
Gotta be careful.
Be proud. Little tummy aches. Stuck playing Rocket most of the time.
But Rocket's not bad. I think with Rocket you need to have the right team ups. But yeah, you end up being support most of the time.
Does anybody want to watch him play Rivals on stream?
Man,
I will
no.
not be playing that game.
I think that one I'd have to go back to like just mine because there might be a little bit more adult language,
I don't think there's any
dude.
kids in here right now.
Well, but I mean, depending on what time we I play,
Oh, I guess it's not it's the way you use the language.
yeah.
You get
Well, no,
big
okay. So
mad
here's a
sometimes.
perfect example
Oh no.
of like how frustrating playing online games with people.
Okay.
And I told you this story the other day.
Oh
I'm
wait, I have a different story I'd like to tell right
we
now.
are I'm playing solo comp, so
Can
solo
you
queuing,
please
solo
talk?
competitive.
Thank you. Talk to us
I'm
like we're
solo queuing
okay.
by myself. I'm queuing into a competitive match
Okay.
of 6 people.
Yeah.
I pick my main Penny.
Oh my god, this story,
Yeah,
the one that we all listened to you tell last night.
yeah. Well,
Okay.
because it was so frustrating. So I'm doing my job. I'm
Right.
as a tank. You're like, and that's the thing. Some people they'll look at just the numbers
Yeah.
and be like, "Oh, your numbers are not great or whatever." You know, they're looking at specifically numbers. Like, no, you're just your numbers are this. I'm doing my job.
Mm.
I'm like pretty much MVP on my team,
Mm-hmm.
and they start trashing. Oh no, I wasn't solo queuing. I was with a friend that was the
You
support.
were
He was
with
a
your
healer.
friend, yeah.
So they start talking crap about the healer, and then that's just like the go-to excuse for why you're not doing well.
Yeah.
Like, oh, where's my heals? Where's my heals? It wasn't because of the heals. So then they're dogging on him, and I'm just kind of like talking to him. I'm like, dude, this is like so messed up. Like, look at this guy. There's a DPS that's you know 8 and 14, something like that. And I'm like, why are they not saying anything about him?
Yeah.
So we start the next round, and then they started on me. They're like, hey, why don't you do something else other than Penny? And so that like lit the fire under me, and I was like, please, like, I'm gonna
Keep it
I'm a
PG, baby.
PG here.
Okay.
I was like, please, please, please. And I'm at the top of my, please tell me how to play
Sabrina
my game.
Carpentering them.
Tell me how to play my game.
Uh-huh.
Who do I need to play for you so that you could enjoy your game? And they're like, well, play this person because they see every other person play that person, that character, Magneto. And then somebody else chimed in. They're like, nah, he's been doing all right. Like he's fine. Like on the because like they heard me like upset.
Yeah.
I was like, he's doing all right. And so then you know what? I was like, forget it. I was like, I'm done. So I end up just like changing to the character that he wants, doing what I'm supposed like still doing what I'm supposed to be doing,
Right.
but it wasn't effective because our DPS isn't doing their job. They're
Right.
not killing. Like I could only hold off so much uh power or like damage.
Right.
I can't necessarily always kill like do everything. I can't do everything. And so it was just like so I was like, don't tell me how to play my game. Like
You were big mad.
I was.
You were very big
So
mad. Oh, Bob says he needs the voice chat.
uh yeah, the GG no heals, like, oh, that gets you going.
Oh, do they say that?
Yeah, they'll
They'll be like, yeah, we won,
well,
but no
it's
thanks
the
to you.
yeah.
Like
Well,
that
no, no,
type of
no.
thing.
They're talking basically like uh
Like
again
passive aggressive,
yeah, it's very
basically, right?
passive aggressive.
Not me, not this year. I'm just aggressive this year. You've heard me on work calls. I'm like, I'm done. I'm
Uh
so done being polite about it because you know
well,
what?
see, but so Bob, that's the thing. I would typically do that, but when you're in comp,
Bob says I say GG no heals even when I'm the healer.
but see, I don't know. Again, it's when you play with people that are like it's a good vibe, even if you're losing, like it's a fun time.
Yeah.
Like everybody's like, oh, like try this, try this. Like you don't mind changing a character, like trying something else. Like, oh, let's try this.
Yeah. Have fun.
But
Dawn says I'm a senior citizen. I have no clue what you're talking about. Speaking of which, the new I don't know what they call it now, the new Tiger Woods game came out this week.
yeah,
Was that
yeah.
shocking to you?
It
You're
was.
like,
Oh my
you're the
god.
one that told me.
No, because I was thinking about Southwest. They made changes too.
Oh yeah. Well, I was just gonna comment that the new game came out.
Yeah.
Because funny,
So
the
you
funny
senior
part of
citizen
it,
because that was your game that your dad played all
that
the
was the
time.
game that my dad played. Like my dad played the very first Tiger Woods game, when it was still called Tiger Woods. And we would sit there and like play it with him too. But like it basically
He was the same thing. He
I
was
married my dad. They love tinkering and making things. And then when the night is done and it's their time and they're on their own me time, they retire to their office and they play their video games. Um, my dad did not rage clean though, so I gotta one up on that one. but um, but yeah, it was fitting because my dad passed away 8 years ago now, and this is the week of the anniversary of his passing, and then the new game came out, and so that was like very cool. But one of the things that you brought up was that that's how you and him got into 3D printing in the first place because
yeah.
my dad, he called them cheaters.
Well, he had designed like hand designed it a guide basically for the controller.
Yeah, because on Tiger Woods, you always wanted to pull back the left stick and push it straight because if you didn't, it would. I don't remember the golf terms of it. I haven't played golf in so long. Um, but what was a video game, Therese? I don't know if you play Tiger Woods video games. We used to real golf briefly.
Oh, that was a long
That
time
was
ago.
before the children. But anyway, so you wanted it to be straight, and so my dad designed. Um, he made like all of these prototypes, and it was a thing that would sit on the top of the controller, so it would sit like this, and it would hold the thing straight. And first, it was like big and clunky, and I think he made the first couple out of like wood, and then he iterated and he started getting plexiglass, and then this was like in the very early days of like like regular like 3D printers being readily available. And so he commissioned somebody that works at like the local university to 3D design something for him in like a CAD software, and then went somewhere else to like start getting it printed. But then he was like, well, I could probably just buy a 3D printer and start making it myself because like I still need to iterate. And so then he bought a 3D printer, and that was like you and him, like you guys worked
Yeah.
on that together. And so they all had all these, like there were so many. Like when he passed, like we were going through his office. I'm like, oh my god, there were so many of these in there. And so I have one up on my shelf in my office. I think one of his final versions of it. But yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Can't use it anymore though. 'Cause it
Different
was
controller.
360. It was Xbox 360. Um, but yeah, that was, oh nice. It looks so different now though. Like we were watching a streamer play, and I was like, what? Like there's so much more.
Yeah.
Before it was just like the winds and had lipstick. No, left stick. The left stick on the controller. The thumb stick or whatever it's called. Um, but yeah, so that was just kind of an aside and a personal thing. But Southwest Airlines made some
Bam, 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 bam.
sad ones. Not those are not happy
Updates.
tootie horns. Those are sad tootie horns.
Yeah.
Some big updates this week, and I'm gonna be transparent. I'm very unhappy about this. I'm very like this has affected me, I think, emotionally. I feel betrayed. That's the best word to describe. I feel absolutely betrayed by Southwest
It's angered me in the way that
because
I'm like, you know what? We could go fly with someone else.
I'll go Spirit at this point because Southwest is not the vibes anymore. Like they announced what 6 9 months ago probably that they were going to go
Not
away from
open.
their open seating policy. Southwest was known for two things: open seating policy, bags fly free, three things maybe, and then low fares. And
And
all three of those are going
low
away.
fares, you could kind of like, okay, it's we've been through a lot.
We've been through a lot.
So
Raise your rates if you need to, but historically for us, our closest airport is a Southwest hub. And so Southwest is cheaper for us. That's not the case for everybody, but they're cheap for us. But we're also loyal to them, one, because they had like fantastic values as a company, and it's a Texas company, and I was obsessed with the founder, Herb. But I listened to a podcast about the the how it was founded, and it was just like very inspiring and just one of those the reason that they were so successful is because they broke the mold in a lot of ways, and they didn't say, "Let's do things the way that other airlines are doing it. Let's do it in a way that makes more sense. Like, let's not just go down this road because it's already paved. Like, maybe there's another way to get there and do it in a better way." And they did that. And now they're like, you know what? We're going to throw it in reverse and we're just going to go down this paved road and just.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it works out for him.
Bob says, I fly Delta. I need my in flight movies for my anxiety.
Well, but that's the thing is you were didn't have the in-flight stuff, and I think that was like one of the things that we commented is like the they're starting to treat it like a premium airline without the premium
Amenities.
amenities.
And yeah, so if you didn't see, so they announced last year that the open seating policy is going away, and so you're going to have to select your seats when you book, and then you also have they're pulling all of the seats out of the aircrafts, and they're going to make some of them with extra leg room. They're not doing like a first class or business class or anything like that. There's just going to be extra leg room seats, and then um, but you're going to have to pay a premium for the extra leg room. Uh, that goes away, and then this week they announced that bags no longer fly free, not even your first bag. It's you only get one bag for free if you are, I think, A-list preferred, or if you buy like the highest of fares.
Uh, well, I thought it was like there was like if you're rapid, you could get 2 free ones if you're like a rapids and a A-list or
Not
something like that.
two, you get one free.
Well, it's 1 free for each.
Oh, is
So,
it?
like, you could do 1 like, basically, if you're both of them, then I think you get 2,
Oh,
but if you're 1, then you get 1 free. If you're one of the others.
I also heard, and I didn't dig into it anymore because it doesn't apply to us. We used to have the Southwest credit card because
Yeah.
we loved Southwest, but you don't get it for free. You get it credited back to your card. So you still have to pay for baggage and then you get the credit back.
So, maybe that's what it is.
So maybe that's what it is. And then they are offering a lower value option, is what they're saying. And they're literally calling it value, but you can't,
It's the lock-in.
it's locked in. So it's like no cancellations. Like you don't get, like it's very, very bare bones. Once you book it, like good luck. They're taking away like same day standby and just like a lot. They're taking away a lot, but the headline was about the baggage.
Yeah.
But and the bag, fine. Like if you want to take away the baggage, if you want to go down to one free bag, like that's fine. But they hit a lot of other policy changes in there that's just completely going away
Well, I think they
from
were just, like, ripping the
everything.
Band-Aid and,
Yeah, that's true. You
like
want to have like one bad press cycle, not like three, which they already had two.
yeah.
So I'm very curious to see what this means. Like I even because we're doing Moshin in Vegas in just a couple months for May the 4th, and I was on autopilot like yesterday, I think, and I went and I booked our flights for Vegas, and I was like, wait a second. I was like, should I have gone to look at different airlines for this? And I did, and it was more expensive still, but this is before any of the changes like actually
Take
get
effect.
implemented. Yeah. So I don't know. We may be shopping for a new airline soon. We love to like shop a point. We love taking
So
advantage
we're
of.
gonna have to.
We're gonna have to, but I'm very curious what it means for our future, at least for flying. Because like I said, we use our credit card points very wisely, and then we had a system. Like I
Yeah.
had figured out like an elaborate system to maximize benefits for like you and me, but then also getting the kids to fly free and all of these other things. And then even with Mosh, there's some things that we would carry it on as or we would check it as like our extra luggage because we could each have two bags, and now we can't do that. Grogu's gonna have to.
Yep, Mary, I think that's what's gonna end up happening,
But that's crazy. I mean, but I think that they're thinking they're getting into the big leagues with like Delta and United and American,
and it's not. They're
and
gonna
it's the opposite. They're going down to the budget airlines
yeah.
because they don't have screens.
Mhm.
They don't have that you get.
Not all of them have the chargers.
Not all of them have the chargers. You get Maui pretzels and the graham cracker, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like, it's not good. It makes me really sad. I've truly like love. I felt so loyal to that brand, which is
I'm
exactly what you
going to Mosh.
want.
Yes. Yes, we will be at Mosh. As long as everybody's here is still a lot here.
Oh my god, that's we are planning to go to San Diego. I was actually looking at like lodging for San Diego because we never get hotel apocalypse. It's always
Yeah.
a mess, and then we travel with such a large crew, so trying to figure out where we stay, how we stay, because we've got a crew with us, so it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to that one too. We've actually been talking a lot about, and maybe because of Southwest, but just like our travel plans for the rest of the year because we like hit the first half of the year, first quarter really heavy. I think we're gonna like taper off.
Pretty early.
Yeah. Last year we already had like a full year of travel planned at the beginning of the year, and this year I think it's gonna be like,
That'll be good.
oh, fun! It'll be really good. We're gonna announce in the next coming weeks probably what the theme is gonna be, and then tickets
But we got
sale.
Mosh Vegas. So
We have Mosh Vegas, which I'm very, very excited
go
for.
get your tickets. If you're going to be in town.
Yeah, if you're gonna be in town for Vegas, for May the 4th, it's gonna be a really fun event. We're gonna be at House of Blues, which is inside of Mandalay Bay. It's on the strip. It's
Yeah.
wild. I've never done a show like that before.
No.
So it's gonna be a good time. We gotta work on our costumes before we go to
Japan.
Japan because it's like right after. It's like 2 weeks after. So I need to start planning what we're doing for that one.
Yeah.
I'm very inspired after seeing Empire Strips Back.
I know. That's the same thing. Like I was like, oh man, like working on some kind of something.
Yeah. I was like, every time a new character came out, I'm like, could I? Could I? Like, not the way they did it. Elvis style costumes. I've thought about that, like doing I think somebody in here is going to do Showgirl,
Nice.
which would be fun. I don't know what I want to do. That's there's so much time between now and then. There's like 2 months almost, even though we're going to be gone for a good chunk of that. But I don't get like really inspired until the very last minute. And then
You're starting to rub off on you.
I know, look at the influence you have on me. Elvis style costumes, but you'd look just like Lando
That's all it would be. Just a Lando costume.
with like chops.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, this has been wonderful. It has been so nice to be back and just like I love doing these live streams. Get to reflect on what
And
we've
just
been
kind of
up
talk
to
about
the last.
whatever.
Talk about whatever. Just interject with your stories at any time, please.
Those are the best.
All right, are we doing split fiction or are we going to do Daredevil? We're gonna go.
What tonight? Oh,
We're gonna go play Rivals.
I don't know.
That's helpful.
Probably Rivals.
It's probably, when he says I don't know, that's he's letting me down gently. I'm gonna go watch Severance, guys. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks, but truly, thanks for hanging out with us. We will see you in a couple weeks.
Later.